It's been 6 months since I got sent the Roborock S8 Pro Ultra. The first feature that really stands out with this robotic vacuum is actually its dock. It's the first dock I've had that really does it all. It not only auto-empties the dustbin, gives the robot clean water for its mop, auto-cleans the robot's mop, but it even has an integrated dryer that dries the mop after your robot runs. The next big feature of this robotic vacuum is its camera system and LiDar, which are used for mapping as well as obstacle avoidance. Unlike last year's S7 MaxV Ultra, the S8 Pro Ultra doesn't have an RGB camera and integrated microphone, so you could use it to monitor your home while you're away, which did cause privacy concerns for some. The S8 Pro Ultra uses an infrared camera instead, in conjunction with its LiDAR sensor array. Overall, in my experience, its obstacle avoidance hasn't been as good as the S7 MaxV, which is kind of a bummer, and I think due to that missing RGB camera. The S8 Pro Ultra has a habit of getting stuck in more chords than my S7 MaxV did, although that system wasn't perfect either. And because the S8 Pro Ultra lacks that remote control viewing function, you can't simply steer your robot out of a particular mess or obstacle, or just check on your house when you're away. Overall though, the S8 Pro Ultra will consistently avoid most obstacles and even identify some of them. And you can see objects identified on the map in the Roborock app like shoes, power strips, etc. Another standout feature with the S8 Pro Ultra is carpet performance. It now has 2 roller brushes for better pickup, 6,000 pascals of suction power, and a new VibraRise 2.0 system, which will lift the mop up when vacuuming carpet so you don't get your carpet wet. And I have noticed it keeping the carpet dry when on its way to go mop the kitchen, which is something my S7 MaxV struggled to do a bit. I can definitely tell a difference when I walk on my kitchen floor after the Roborock is mopped. The floors feel nice and clean, and when the robot is mopping, it leaves a very light amount of water on the floor, which dries very quickly. So far, I've just used water for my mop, but Roborock does sell a cleaner you can put into the clean water bucket on the dock as well, and the reason they sell that, aside from the additional revenue, is because some cleaners and dish soap people may be inclined to use can clog up the pumping mechanism in the dock and the robot itself, which would not be good. And speaking of the robot's water tank, it's oddly not removable. Same thing with the mop. Next up, let's talk about battery life. Overall, it's been pretty adequate for my needs. My apartment is almost entirely carpet, so I heavily utilize Roborock's Carpet Boost feature, which will increase the suction to the max 6,000 pascals of suction. The only downside to that is you do take a hit on battery life. When I tried to do my entire apartment at once with the Carpet Boost feature turned on, the Roborock ran out of battery and had to return to the dock to recharge for 30 to 45 minutes. However, if you don't use that feature, I found my robot can easily clean my entire apartment in one run. The S8 Pro Ultra does thankfully feature fast charging as well as off-peak charging, and overall its battery life is rated for 180 minutes, but that's only when using quiet mode. The next standout feature of the S8 Pro Ultra is the Roborock app. It makes it easy to schedule cleaning for different rooms at different times and with different cleaning modes as well. And the S8 Pro Ultra with its new Rock Dock plus that scheduling feature does give you as close to an automated vacuuming and mopping experience as you can get without hiring someone to vacuum and mop your floors every day. With this schedule, my floors are always clean and they look that way too. You can see the lines on the carpet the Roborock made, giving them that freshly vacuumed look and feel. The Roborock app will also keep track of all of your robot parts and their estimated wear, making maintaining the robot pretty easy, and it'll of course remind you to do certain maintenance tasks as well, like cleaning the robot's sensors periodically. And in the 6 months I've had mine, I haven't even had to empty the dustbin once, and the robot runs every single day, which is pretty impressive. You can also link your Roborock with the Google Assistant, Amazon's Assistant, and Siri, though with Siri you'll need to choose specific phrases to add to control the robot, which makes its integration a bit more rigid. One of the main features of the app is its ability to display your smart map which the Roborock will make when you first run it. Overall, it's been quite accurate, and the map is easy to edit if you need to add no-go zones, like the one I have around my Christmas tree, or divide rooms, rename them, edit the floor types, and more. Alright, next let's talk about the downsides I found with using the S8 Pro Ultra, and there are a few. First is obstacle avoidance and recognition. The S8 Pro Ultra seems to suck up more chords than the S7 MaxV did, which I can either attribute to the S8 not having the RGB camera or the new duo rollers. Another issue I've had with it is, on occasion, when it runs over something like a sock or ribbon, when the robot stops and actually is stuck, when I fix that issue by removing the blockage and then resume the robot, sometimes it will not realize where in my home it actually is, and it'll start remapping and expanding rooms beyond their walls and basically messing up the smart map. Luckily, Roborock does make it easy to revert back to a previous version of a smart map. And speaking of maps, when I switched over from the S7 MaxV, I found it isn't actually possible to import your smart map from one Roborock to another, which is definitely a feature I think they should add. Alright, and the last downside of the S8 Pro Ultra is, of course, price. It retails for $1,600 US, which is expensive, but you do get all of the latest tech for that amount. Though yes, you could argue the S7 MaxV is still a step up over the S8 Pro Ultra in terms of obstacle avoidance and recognition. Now, when you go on Roborock's site to compare the S8 Pro Ultra against its other vacuums, you may see that Roborock now offers an S7 Max Ultra vacuum, which typically has been on sale for around $1,000 US, and looks like it pretty much has everything the S8 Pro Ultra does, except it only has 5,500 pascals of suction compared to the 6,000 the S8 Pro Ultra has. And it's also missing the new dual roller brush design that lifts up during mopping. You'd be forgiven for mistaking that offering with the S7 MaxV, but these two systems are actually quite different. The S7 MaxV Ultra is the model with the RGB camera. The S7 Max Ultra uses reactive tech obstacle avoidance, which is actually the same used on the Q Revo, which I found to be a step down from the S8 Pro Ultra and S7 MaxV's obstacle avoidance. And to make things even more confusing, Roborock has the S7 MaxV Ultra still on their site, but when you click Buy Now, it links to the S7 Max Ultra. And obviously Roborock needs to fix that error, but I think they also should probably take a look at their product naming conventions. It can make it hard to figure out what robot does what, and using modifiers like Ultra, Pro, and Max, it's like they took Apple's product naming conventions and made them even more confusing and somewhat meaningless. Another thing I couldn't find much information for on the S8 Pro Ultra is upgradability. Introducing a trade-in or recycling program could go a long way to compete against other companies in this space like iRobot, which currently does have a trade-in program. So overall, I kinda hope that Roborock comes out with a new top-of-the-line model that includes an RGB camera, because the S8 Pro Ultra has felt like a slight step backward from what the S7 MaxV was capable of. Though I do love the new design language of the dock and robot, it looks more premium and refined. So if you want a new Roborock vacuum that does it all, at this point, I would actually wait and see what Roborock launches in the first half of 2024. Given the S8 Pro Ultra isn't selling at a discount right now, I would personally go for an updated model with an RGB camera if it costs around the same as the S8 Pro Ultra does now. Now, if you don't want an RGB camera, or you just want the best tech Roborock has to offer today, then I think you would be happy going with the S8 Pro Ultra. So those are my thoughts on the S8 Pro Ultra, and I've left purchase links in the description below to this robotic vacuum as well as other ones from Roborock, so you can see if they go on sale and price compare them. And if you have any questions on the S8 Pro Ultra, or if you think I got this review right, or if you think I got something wrong in this review, leave all that in the comments below, and consider giving this video a thumbs up if you liked it and found it helpful, and consider subscribing to the channel to see more long-term reviews like this one. For 6 months later, I'm Josh Tedder. Thanks for watching.